There is an invisible force in the universe that dictates the path of every star, every planet, and every speck of cosmic dust. We call it gravity. In the world of human relationships, a similar force exists. It is the law of emotional gravity. You may believe that you are an island, a self-made individual who is immune to the influence of others. But the truth is more profound. You are the average of the people you spend the most time with. Your bank account, your health, your peace of mind, and even the size of your dreams are all being pulled by the collective gravity of your inner circle. If you surround yourself with 5 people who are constantly complaining, you will inevitably become the 6th. If you surround yourself with 5 people who are growing, learning, and seeking wisdom, you will eventually become the 6th. You cannot soar like an eagle if you are swimming with ducks. The cost of a low-vibration circle is not just your time. It is your destiny. Let me share the story of Julian. Julian was a man of great potential, a man who felt a calling to do something significant with his life. But for years he felt stuck. He felt as if he were running through water. Every step was a struggle, and he never seemed to make any real progress. He was hardworking and disciplined, yet his spirit felt heavy. One night, Julian visited an old friend of his grandfather, an elderly astronomer named Silas who lived in an observatory on a high hill. Julian shared his frustration. "Silas, I feel like I have the wings to fly, but I never leave the ground. I feel a weight I cannot explain." Silas didn't answer immediately. He invited Julian to look through the great telescope. "Look at that binary star system, Julian," Silas said. 2 stars orbiting each other. If one is massive and dying, it begins to pull the light and matter out of the healthy star. Eventually, the smaller star is consumed, not because it was weak, but because it stayed too close to a source of collapse. Silas stepped back from the telescope. "Your life is no different. Every person you allow into your inner circle has a gravitational pull. Some people pull you toward the sun. They increase your light. Others are black holes. They pull you into their darkness, their drama, and their stagnation. You are stuck because you are orbiting people who have no intention of rising." This was Julian's epiphany. He realized that his loyal group of friends, the ones he had known since childhood, were the very ones who ridiculed his ambitions, fed his anxieties, and drained his energy. He wasn't stuck because of a lack of talent. He was stuck because of the gravity of his environment. To change your destiny, you must master the discipline of selection. In Stoicism, we are reminded that while we cannot control the world, we have absolute power over who we let into our inner citadel. Epictetus taught that the key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. This isn't about being elitist or cold. It is about the sacred duty of self-preservation. You cannot heal the world if you are being pulled down by the very people you spend your nights with. This requires the difficult art of letting go. You must let go of the guilt of outgrowth. As you begin to heal, as you begin to seek authenticity, you will naturally start to vibrate at a different frequency. Some people will be threatened by your change. They will try to pull you back into the old orbit. Letting go of these connections is not a betrayal. It is an act of self-love. You are not leaving them behind. You are simply moving toward your own light. In the practice of Zen, there is a focus on purity of environment. To find the silence within, you must often find silence without. If your inner circle is a storm of gossip, negativity, and small-mindedness, your internal lake will never be still. You must prune your social garden so that the flowers of your soul have room to breathe. Julian returned to his life and began the audit of the 5. He looked at the 5 people he spent the most time with. He asked himself, does this person make me want to be better? Does our conversation leave me inspired or exhausted? Slowly and with great courage, Julian began to change his orbit. He stopped attending the Friday nights filled with complaints. He stopped answering the calls that only brought drama. He felt a period of intense loneliness, a social winter. But in that silence he found his own voice again. He began to seek out mentors, creators, and seekers. He found a new circle, a constellation of people who pushed him toward his potential. The weight he had felt, for years vanished. He wasn't running through water anymore. He was running on solid ground. His life began to accelerate. By changing his gravitational field, he changed his entire reality. Remember, your inner circle is your future in advance. If you want to know where you will be in 5 years, look at the people you are listening to today. You are a celestial being, meant to move through the heavens. Do not allow your light to be swallowed by those who prefer the darkness. Choose your orbit with intention. Seek the stars, and understand that the greatest gift you can give the world is not your exhaustion, but your brilliance. A brilliance that can only shine when you are surrounded by those who know how to reflect the light.